Okay, welcome back, everybody. Welcome to the Torn Tapestry podcast. I am your host, Adalora. My outfit looks really crazy today because I decided to just be a tomboy, and my hair didn't look very good today, so I just thought to put a bandana over it. It's a mess. But I think that's the beauty of this podcast, too, is because we're all a mess. We're not all perfect, and hence the podcast name of Torn Tapestry. It might be torn a little bit, but it's still beautiful on the outside and on the inside. So this podcast episode is a little bit sad and it's a little bit emotional, but I still do encourage you guys, if you guys are doing anything today, listen in your headphones. You don't even have to watch the video. Just find the time that you can today to spare time to listen to this podcast, because maybe it might make you feel better. So I'll just hop into episode 1. So this one is Grieving, a body that is broken. I think already that's a really, really heavy thing to say out loud, because when you think of a broken body, you think of broken bones. And usually broken bones get healed in a span of weeks. You go to the hospital, the doctor says, no problem, stay off of that broken foot. But chronic is basically a word that says it's broken, but it's going to take even longer than the average for it to heal. And that could be months to years. I think that is the difference. Being told that you have a broken body is easier than being told that you have a chronic one. I always used to be very healthy when I was younger. If I got a cold, it would take me 3 days to get over it. But I didn't know that my life would be full of sickness, of uncertainty, of anxiety. It was just full of the darkness of abyss of unknown. That's what my life was. From healthy to despair, being desperate, and not knowing where life is going to take you. And that's how quick things can change in life, because you never know what can happen, and you never know one day to the next. When I was 18 years old, I was diagnosed with a very chronic migraine disease called vestibular migraine. The day before grade 12, I was walking and I was feeling just fine until the next day. Immediately, I didn't feel well. I was getting crazy symptoms of vertigo and pounding in my ears, and I was getting heart palpitations. And then it got to the point where I was not able to walk anymore because I was so dizzy. I went to the doctor and they told me it's just vertigo. Go home, you're fine. But it didn't turn out to be fine, because a few weeks later I ended up in a wheelchair. And it wasn't like a progressing disease. It's one of those things that you're fine before, and then just the next day after, everything changes. There is no manual when it comes to being sick and chronically ill. It's basically build your own. Build your own tent. There's no instructions. You just do it yourself and hope that it just turns out perfect, so the rain and the storms don't flood your tent. And that goes right back to the title. Grieving a body that's broken. But it's different broken, like I said. I spent 7 years in my bedroom looking at the 4 walls every single day. That was my life. There wasn't going to see friends. There wasn't dating a boy. There wasn't hope. It was just staying in my room and looking at the 4 walls and hoping to God that the Lord would save me in some sort of way. I lost a lot of faith. I'm a Christian woman. I lost a ton of faith during that time. And I didn't know how to handle my life being completely taken from me, where I had to rely on my mom to bathe me, to feed me, to clothe me, to take care of me 24 hours in the day, because I couldn't do it on my own by myself. I went through 7 years to 8 years of this. of no hope until finally my family booked an appointment to California to go talk to this person who knows about vertigo, and he diagnosed me with vestibular migraine. Now you're probably saying, well, that's great, you got a diagnosis. Oh, I wasn't told the best news. He said to me, take this medication. It won't start working in weeks. It will start working in 4 years. So I was told that I had a certain condition and it can be fixed, but in 4 more years. And so I did. I went back home, I took the medication, and over time, my symptoms got better and I was able to walk again. I was so disabled through that time, though. I was actually in karate. I'm a first-degree black belt, and they had to hold my belt up the entire time. I wasn't able to do anything without help, like I said. It wasn't just my mom, it was every peer around me. Even if I did see friends, the anxiety you have of not being able to map out how your body's going to be the next day. Tell me, this is my life story. I finally got through 8 years of that chronic vestibular migraine. I got through it until I landed another disease. I got a bacteria called H. pylori stuck in my body, and it was in my body for years. But it didn't just start right away. It started years down the line. So I was about 21 when I realized I was having some chronic stomach pain. H. pylori is a bacteria in the stomach lining that literally eats your lining, and it causes you a ton of IBS symptoms and GERD symptoms. So there we go again. You say that you're this faithful woman who's a Christian who believes in God, then why would God let this happen? I thought you just went through 8 years of suffering, so why would you have to go through this either? Because life isn't fair, that's why. So I went through 2 years of suffering where I wasn't even capable of doing music as much anymore because I had a lot of symptoms with H. pylori. It was making me extremely sick. And during that time, I was dating someone, and it was not a good relationship either. But I don't think that one took the cake the most. It was the fact that It was the fact that I didn't know how to deal with another chronic illness while I literally had 8 years taken from me. And I spent all of those years in my room. And no one talks about that. Oh, you're sick? Oh, well, take Advil for it. That's not how it is. When you're sick with chronic problems, it doesn't get better. Sometimes you get a window and it does get better, and then you're so excited and you make memories in that frame of window you've got. And then the next day rolls up and the sun comes up and you're back in pain. That's what my life was like consistently after vestibular migraine and with H. pylori. And H. pylori isn't a very easy disease to get rid of either. It takes critical, insane medication to kill off a horrible bacteria. This bacteria is extremely hard to get rid of. So they put you on medications of all kinds and antacids to kill off the bacteria. And the symptoms of going on that medication can make you very, very, very sick. And I was going on that medication not once, but 6 times it took me to eradicate it, and it didn't work. And so last year, after I broke up with someone, an ex of mine, I took all of that time to get this bug out of my system because I thought getting it out of my system would make me feel better, and then I could start living life. I was excited and hopeful last year to maybe work a job or, just do fun things because I missed out on so much from vestibular migraine, and now I have this, and now I have the ability to get rid of it, but it's sometimes extremely hard and stubborn to get rid of. The 6 times I tried to eradicate this disease, it was all hell because when you're on this medication, you're on it for 14 days. You cannot skip anything. The hell that you go through with your stomach and your hormones and everything, no one talks about how horrible it is to go through that experience, but I went through it not just once, but 6 times. And finally, my GI doctor, he said, well, we're going to put you on quadruple therapy, which is extra dose of those pills that are harmful on your body. You're basically putting an atomic bomb in your stomach to eradicate and explode this bacteria, which it worked. But after I got rid of it, I started getting another disease on top of it. After I got rid of H. pylori, it came out as negative, and I was so happy. And my GI doctor said, yeah, you'll be able to finally get back to normal. Usually people who eradicate this stomach bug, they start feeling better. Nope, I didn't feel better. Right after, I started having insane diaphragm pain symptoms, and it left me extremely handicapped. Again. And the entire year last year was me laying in bed, again, not hopeful of when this would pass. And I wasn't told enough information that some people get better and some people don't, because the medication is so strong and powerful. It really does screw up your gut, and it screwed up mine to a T. So every single day after May, every single day, it's February now, I kept having chronic diaphragm pain, to the point where I was not able to sing, to the point where I was done seeing friends. I couldn't make arrangements to see friends. I couldn't do anything again. Again, why are you a believer of God? Why would he let this happen? Why is this happening to you? I don't know. I'm a believer of God because it's not his fault. We live in an unjust, unfair world, and some people just get the short end of the stick. And the people who get the short end of the stick are the ones who are strong enough to battle through and power through this. So you're saying, is that probably it? Is this all you wanted to see on the podcast? Oh no. Because after I was told that I had H. pylori and I eradicated it, just a few months later, I was told I have endometriosis. That I had an 8.5 centimeter cyst in my ovaries. And I also was diagnosed with PCOS. I was diagnosed with polycystic ovary syndrome. My right ovary is full of cysts, and my left one has a massive cyst in it. It could complicate me having kids in the future, and I was having a lot of pelvic pain during the summer as well. Again, not able to see friends, not able to date, nor did I want to anyways, not able to do anything. But watch people consistently on Instagram stories living their life while I'm not living my life at all. When you have 8 years taken from you and then 2 more years with H. pylori, then you get rid of it, and now you get endometriosis and polycystic ovary syndrome. That's a lot. It's a lot for someone to take on. One day I was walking, and I've noticed for a long time that my legs didn't look normal. Ever since I was 18, I noticed that my legs were swollen all the time and they would never go away. And I thought it was just hormones. I was also told that I have lymphedema in my legs. So I have endometriosis, polycystic ovary syndrome, and now lymphedema. How did I get through that? How do you deal with being told all this when you're in chronic pain? You don't, you just do. You put up with what you can. But I don't think people understand. When I said in the title, being in a body that's broken, I mean that. Not just for myself, but for other people that have gone through chronic illnesses like cancers or such. It's so devastating. And I lost a lot of faith during that time. I lost so much faith because I wasn't understanding why this was happening. So, on the day that I was told I had endometriosis, I wanted to take my life. I've always had an okay connection with Christ, but it was never very close. I got baptized last year. On the day I was baptized, I was having chronic diaphragm pain. No one knew that. There's people out there who are like, just take Advil. Or there's people out there who are like, you can do it. It's nothing. Your pain isn't always all the time, but it is. Chronic means all the time. Right now, I'm in a lot of pain and no one would know that. It's just something you have to put up with, and that's what we have to go through. And on top of all these sicknesses, I went through a very bad relationship. And I had a lot of people that weren't able to be in my corner the way I was hoping for because they don't understand. They're not sick. All they can do is hug you and say, I hope you get better. When you're sick, you're on your own. And no one talks about how lonely it is to be on your own. You could be living with your family and your family sees what you're going through, but until they get into your body, they don't know what you're experiencing. And it's a very lonely feeling. Society pushes you to keep pushing yourself. Just go to work. If you got really bad period pain, go to work. But really, it's like, I can't do those things. I can't even get out of bed sometimes. I can't drop everything and go to a movie with someone. I have had such a hard time with my disabilities, with my pain, that I am the most unreliable person. If you say, let's hang out next week, I don't know. It depends on my body. That's what chronic pain is. It's not, I broke my toe, and in 3 weeks I'll be able to walk on it. It's, nope, you have something really wrong with your body, and the way to get it fixed is to either do nothing, because it can't be fixed, or you wait and you wait and you wait and you wait for years down the road to hope maybe a surgeon can fix the problem, when really they don't know either if they can. Is this podcast all sad? No. It's educational. It is not easy. And I see you, for the people that watch this, that struggle even with anxiety or depression. I don't know. I see you. And it's not easy. And you know what? Do you know what I have to say about that? It's okay. It's okay to cry. It's okay to mourn and grieve a body that was never your body. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to just say, fuck it. I just need to lay in bed today and do nothing. And it's okay to cancel plans. And it's okay to say no. At the end of the day, the most important person is you. Not your friend, not this person, not that person, but you. Because you're the only person that can make a difference with yourself. It's got to be you. And that is a really difficult thing for a chronic survivor to go through. And that's why I wanted to talk about this, because it's, again, I sound like a broken record, I know, but it's not talked about enough. Usually you'll see documentaries, oh, I was really sick and it sucked and now I'm better. Well, no, there's a lot that goes into getting better. It's torment. It's mental torment. Your body just it's not reliable. Then all of a sudden people around you don't think they can rely on you. And then you lose friendships, you lose respect from others. You're probably asking, with all of this illnesses that you're dealing with, on top of getting out of a very bad relationship, how are you here? I don't know. If I were to not be here anymore, then all of the suffering wouldn't be worth it. What's the point then? There's a reason. I don't know why some of us are sick. I don't know why some others are just lucky. But I know that your disability doesn't make you less of a person. Doesn't mean that you're not good enough. Doesn't mean that God doesn't like you. Doesn't mean that the universe is saying a massive fuck you to you. It's saying take time for you, heal, and do what you need to do. And however healing looks like to you, it is what it is. If it's just you taking time from friends and family and whatever it looks like to put yourself first, just do it. I think for me personally, one thing that's really not talked about, or at least I don't hear it very often, is it's very stressful for me to go to things. For example, my family wants to go on a trip way later on, and I told them I'm not able to do it. They're like, well, just force yourself. You got to do it, because if you don't force yourself to do things, then it's never going to happen. But this is what it looks like when you force yourself to do something. So my friends and I wanted to get together with each other. It's been a very long time. I've been sick all year last year, literally in my bed, and I haven't had the time to go see friends. So I forced myself, and I knew that I wasn't feeling good that day. I was having exquisite diaphragm pain, and I was in so much agony with my pelvis. Like, I was in so much pain, and I took some medications for it, which didn't do anything. And I forced myself to make a hot water bottle, and I took it in the car and drove all the way to see my friends. Every ounce of my body was screaming at Laura, do not do this, stay home. But I didn't, because again, it's that FOMO that people get, is if I don't do this, then I'll never be able to go and experience things. Or if I don't do this, then my friends might not respect me, and they might lose interest of getting together with me, because they're having a hard time being patient when I'm healthy, which luckily my friends are not like that. But for some, there probably are people out there who aren't great friends and who don't take the time to understand or comprehend chronic illness and chronic pain. So, being the woman I am, I get out of the car. I'm in so much pain. I walk to the door and I open it up, and immediately I see my friends, and I am dying in chronic stomach agony pain. And I somehow made it through 3 hours of seeing them. It was brutal. And immediately I got home, and I thought I was having a heart attack. As you guys know, I already told you guys I was experiencing very strange diaphragm pain. I still don't know what it is, but I went home and I started having a lot of pain in my chest. It was going down my neck. I was in so much agony. I literally thought I was having a heart attack. So I screamed for my mother, and she ran to my room, and I said, call 911. I think I'm having a heart attack. Something is wrong. And so I go to the hospital, not by ambulance. My dad's like, you know what, we'll just drive you, because we're like 2 minutes away from the hospital. So I was like, okay. So I forced myself to get up and go. I was in my nightgown at the time because I was getting ready for bed. I thought just going to bed would take off the pain. It usually doesn't, but I mean, I wanted to at least do what I could do for myself so I don't end up in the hospital, because I don't really want to be in the hospital unless it's really bad, and I have a very high pain tolerance. So you know, me going in was not good. So I go to the hospital. I'm in an emergency room, and they take my vitals, and they're like, we're going to just do a heart monitor thing on you. They're like, your heart's fine. And then this doctor comes in, and they're like, yeah, you have chronic GERD. So how does one deal with multiple diseases? You don't deal with it. There's no manual book, like I said, to deal with pain. But if I were to give people advice who have chronic pain, do not force yourself to go out and do things. If you're feeling good and you have a good day, take that day to rest. Take that day to put yourself first, to take a bath, or whatever it looks like. Just do what you can, because forcing yourself kind of makes things worse. We're living in a society where we're all feeling so insecure, or we're all feeling not good enough, or if I don't do this, look out how they look. But honestly, who fucking cares? No one should care of what others think about you, because they're not living in your body. You're living in your body. See, at the end of the day, the best advice I can give people who have chronic pain is literally what I've been saying the entire podcast. Just put yourself first, because it's only doing worse by making yourself do something that your body is basically screaming no about. So why do I keep talking a little bit about my faith? I mean, you literally just told us on the podcast of all of this bad stuff that's happened to you, and you're still wanting to be here and you're still trying to help people. I mean, of course. Life isn't fair. And that is not God's doing. God doesn't like watching his children suffer. But did you know that there is a way to heal yourself through faith, and that is just leaning on God? I was leaning on God throughout my vestibular migraine and the chronic H. pylori, and he was able to get rid of both. I do not deal with H. pylori or the other thing anymore. I haven't had any problems. Here and there, I still do get some migraines, and here and there, I still do get some symptoms, but it's not that bad. I was leaning on God every single day. And sometimes you have to be at your worst to hear him. I wasn't able to hear God before. I wasn't able to be where I am today. I'm here because of him. I'm here because I choose to be here. I'm here because I know that I deserve a healthy life, and I'm going to do what I can to make it happen. But you're right. It's not fair. You're right. We shouldn't have to suffer. But suffering is the only way to prove that you're alive. If you don't go through bad things in life, you're never going to learn and become more wise. And I've learned so much. This has been a terrible experience. We're still trying to figure out what's going on with my stomach. But I've learned one of the biggest things called patience. And sometimes when you're praying to God, he doesn't answer, not because you're not good enough, not because, you don't have a good connection. It's just, he does things on his own time. Does it make sense? No. This whole thing still doesn't make sense to me. But what does is being kind to myself. What does make sense is knowing that there's a reason for suffering. There's a reason your mom passed away. There's a reason people get cancer. There's a reason that horrible things happen. We'll never understand. We're not supposed to. We're just supposed to live and not worry about that. But when you're chronically ill, it really, really takes you back, and it really humbles you so much, where all you can do is put faith and patience into the situation. And at the age of 26, I still don't know where I'm supposed to go in life. I mean, I love acting and singing. Those are two big things that I would like to do. But sometimes that's not written in the stars. There's always something better. God said in the Bible, faith as small as a mustard seed can move mountains. You don't have to put a ton of faith into a situation. You don't even have to be a Christian watching this either. You don't need to be. But if you don't believe in God, then try to believe in yourself and try to be patient, because it's not always a forever. Even when you are going through really bad pain, it does pass. It's temporary. But what's not temporary is how bad in those moments the pain can feel. But that's just a reminder that it's real, that you're real. I really hope that you guys like this podcast. I really don't have much more to say. I'm getting surgery soon for my endometriosis in 2 months, and then I'm getting a colonoscopy to figure out what's going on with my stomach. So again, I'm in the position right now where patience and waiting, which is really, really tough, but I just want to get across that please don't give up. Please keep pushing. I know it's horrible. It's hard. It's so hard to exist in a fucking world where everyone else gets to live and you don't. It's terrible. It's not a position I would want for anyone. But God must see a strong person that you are to get through this, because you can get through. If I can get through it, you can get through it. And look at all the diseases I've got. And Jesus already took down 2 of them. Please don't give up. Remember that you're good enough. And remember that sickness doesn't define you. How could you say that, though? It does define. I'm always sick every day. I know. I'm sick every single day. I was sick this morning. It doesn't stop. Sickness doesn't stop. But I know that we're all going to get better. It just takes time. Just like in karate. I mean, I'm a black belt. We all get to our black belt at some point. The worst one is white belt, because white belt takes forever. It takes so long to climb to black, but you will get there. It just takes a bit. So I really hope that you guys liked the podcast today. I'm sorry if I rambled and I said things twice. I'm not very good at talking. But what I will say is I really hope that this at least helped one person today. Remember, I named this the Torn Tapestry because tapestries are beautiful. And even when they're torn, it kind of correct the picture on it, but it's still very beautiful. And you're beautiful. And I cannot wait to guest people that I know who have gone through major illness too, and they can talk out about what it's like and how it impacts them, because I know for me, being sick every single day, it drives me fucking crazy. But I'm still here. And we're all here for a reason. I don't know what the reason is, but I do know one of my reasons is to help people. And I will not stop until I help one person, and I will not stop until I'm healthy. And once I'm healthy, I'm never going to take advantage of anything else again. I'm just going to enjoy being grateful, because you do not know what you have until it's taken from you. So with that being said, thank you so much for listening. I am Adalora, and welcome to the Torn Tapestry podcast. And I really hope that you liked episode 1. And thank you so much. God bless you, and I'll see you guys for episode 2 soon. Mwah. Bye, guys.